Hey everybody, welcome again to TraVek's podcast, Before the Hammer Strikes. I am really excited about who we have on the show today. Mark Stanton, share us a little bit about who you are, why you're here, what you do. Give the audience a little bit of information.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. My name is Mark Stanton. My role is with the CEO of the Scottsdale Area Chamber of Commerce. So we're very proud partners with TraVek and very grateful to be included today. And my role with the Chamber's been around for about 78 years, so it's got some legacy. Matter of fact, Chamber was in Scottsdale before Scottsdale was a city. And the founders of the Chamber helped determine where the major intersections in Scottsdale would be, and even the way the charter government is formed. So
Wow.
The Chamber's been very involved. We're a not-for-profit, non-governmental, member-based organization, of which TraVek is a very proud and active member. And we offer a lot of connectivity points for different businesses and organizations. So we serve as a convener of groups and a conveyor of information. And we try to help build business, attract business, build jobs, help build the economy, all going to quality of life.
Awesome. Well, I'm grateful you're here. Part of our podcast and for our audience is we try to bridge the gap of the consumer, the homeowner, the business owner, and what everybody needs to know before the hammer strikes. And so one of the big benefits of having you on the show is you're community minded, you're business minded, you can give a lot of influence on just insights to business owners and homeowners that potentially are working with those businesses, especially here in our own backyard in Scottsdale. So tell me a little bit about you. How long have you been in the area? When did you first get involved with the Chamber?
Sure. I'm a Chamber champion, if you will. I joined the Chamber about 25 years ago. I had a small marketing business that my background's in public relations and advertising. And I had started my own business and I joined the Chamber, and it immediately gave solid impact in terms of connectivity, meeting potential clients, building my business. Eventually I became a member of the board of directors at the Chamber, and that was a great opportunity. So I've been a big champion for the Chamber initiatives for a couple of decades now.
Wow.
And I joined the Chamber in this role about 6 years ago, and in that role I help connect with different groups and organizations. And I mentioned earlier about economic development, and which is the connectivity point that you're saying, is that how do we work to build the economy? And we work with small businesses, we work with large businesses. Scottsdale's always been an aspirational market. In other words, primarily hospitality.
Yeah.
And no one's going to start a business or join a business unless they visit the area and they get to know the area. People come to Scottsdale, they love it. I mean, we're right here in the heart of Scottsdale right now at TraVek headquarters at the Hammer.
Before the hammer strikes.
Before the hammer strikes headquarters right now, right here. And so we are blessed in that we get a lot of businesses that want to be in Scottsdale, a lot of people that want to live in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
So we encourage that and that connectivity point. If their businesses are going to come here, employees are going to come here. If employees are going to come here, they need a place to live. And if they have a place to live, they're going to make sure it's nice and updated. Cue TraVek.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, one of the interesting things, I was on a phone call the other day with somebody who lives in Texas. And we were talking and they were saying, oh, where are you guys located at? And I said, oh, we're actually in Scottsdale, Arizona. And they said, oh, that's a really wealthy area of Arizona, isn't it? And so I think there's like the stigma of what Scottsdale is, and some people even outside of our state and other parts of the country, they hear Scottsdale and they think, oh, well, there's an affluent group of people there. There's businesses that are thriving. There's an area where people can succeed. And so I think a lot of that stems from that connection with the community. And you've been here for long enough, you could probably give some insight. Has Scottsdale changed from 20, 30 years ago to what it is today?
It's shocking, all to the positive. It really has, starting out as the most western town, and how it's expanded and attracted Fortune 10, 20 caliber businesses that have been here. I think it's always had that allure, and because of the resorts and the sun, it became sort of that, hey, that's the cool place to go.
Yeah.
And luckily, my background, as I said, is in marketing, and one evolution of my career, I served as the Deputy Director of the Arizona Office of Tourism, which manages the domestic and international marketing for Arizona. So basically, selling sunshine.
Sure.
Great opportunity, love doing it. And I had to travel a lot for that position, and I'd go around the world, and people everywhere knew Scottsdale. They knew Scottsdale because of the reputation for golf and resorts and leisure, and it really has expanded. But kudos to the economy and those business leaders over the years, because it's shifted a bit now. So we're still known as the Western town. We still have all these great resorts, incredible culinary, great cultural, the Museum of the West, and all the different things we have to offer. But we've also diversified that economy. So if you would have told me 5 years ago that we would be a burgeoning hub for semiconductors, I would not believe it. I mean, I grew up here, right? This is my hometown. Now we've got semiconductor companies that are attracted to Arizona, and they want to be in a place that's got high quality of life. So they're looking at the Scottsdale area. So we refer to ourselves as the Scottsdale Area Chamber of Commerce. So we're not just the geographic boundaries of Scottsdale, we also incorporate the Salt River, Pima, Maricopa Indian community. And that's a pretty big economic driver for the region.
Yeah.
So a lot of these businesses that we're seeing, they come for the sunshine, they come for the great quality of life, and they want to either building a business, expanding a business, but definitely employing people.
Yeah. So I mean, just the vast improvement, I should say, or the vast change that Scottsdale's seen has been pretty impactful in a lot of people's lives. It started as a beautiful little town, western town, and has evolved into an opportunity where people can still enjoy that beauty, but also enjoy a lot of commerce and a lot of success, which is amazing.
It is, and Bjorn, I think there's this part of that I was talking about the Scottsdale Area Chamber and the area itself and Salt River, Pima, but it's still got a small town atmosphere. I mean, you still have a lot of small town activities. For example, in the beginning of the calendar year, there's an event called the Parada del Sol, which is the world's largest horse-drawn parade that still exists, has been going on for decades and decades and decades, which gives that small town atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then in sort of juxtaposition of that, you look at the Scottsdale Airport and the air park around it. Where we are right now, where TraVek is situated, is without a doubt one of the top economic drivers in the state. This region, this particular Scottsdale Air Park, is a remarkable engine for economic growth and business attraction. So we've got businesses that, again, are from around the world that operate out of Scottsdale, but still has I can still say right now, let's go to the Sugar Bowl and get some ice cream.
Right.
And we're going to be there in 15 minutes, and we'll be having our Top Hat Sundays, and it's like a small town still.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
I mean,
it really
we
is.
can be on a podcast together and be pushing business forward and reaching thousands of people, and then we can take a break and go sit at a small ice cream shop and just enjoy all of the beauties and the culture.
Well, and I think you see it with TraVek. I mean, you and your team are really involved in the community. You're very involved in the chamber and so many other areas. Very philanthropic. Thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that all builds the culture.
Yeah.
So I look at that as a business leader and I say, that's a good partner. They want to give back. They want to do well, but they want to do good.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference. That's the kind of partnerships that you look at, and the loyalty in the community. It's very pervasive. We're lucky.
Yeah, so I want to drill down on that just a little bit.
Sure.
Because we've enjoyed our membership, and we selfishly get a lot of benefit from it. On a non-selfish standpoint, we love being a part of the community and giving back, and one of the reasons why we do these podcasts is to try to educate not only homeowners but other business owners on best practices and to help them to understand some of the things they can do in their business. And so that synergy that we feel with other business owners that are members of the chamber is something really special. And it's hard to communicate that via video or even via voice until you've been in that room. I mean, we had a ribbon cutting, and the turnout from that group to our space, we opened up our new showroom. We feel like it's beautiful. You always get nervousness around, okay, are there going to be 2 people at the ribbon cutting? What's going to happen? I mean, our space was filled.
It was packed.
And the majority of those people were other business owners that felt this sense of community and felt this sense of belonging, that wanted to support us in our new space that we've done so many times with other people. And so if you're talking to the audience and you're sharing with other business owners that are here in Scottsdale, like, what's the benefit outside of what I just talked about, or the draw to the chamber if they really want to do more?
Well, that's a great question, Bjorn. And I was there that day for the ribbon cutting, and it was a packed house. I mean, if we were having an all-campus party, that was it. And it was terrific, and you all were wonderful for hosts. And the facility that you have here, the showroom, is a showstopper. I mean, people
thank
were
you.
just, I mean, I was just amazed how cool of a facility you've got, and the whole roofing area and the facades that you've got, and the ability for a customer to come in and see the products. Plus you do the seminars,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I've already committed. I'm bringing my wife to one,
Great.
so we're gonna get there.
We look forward to seeing you there.
But that's the kind of engagement that businesses should do.
Yeah.
In the chamber model, I think that there's a space of, what a chamber is or was, and kind of where it's going. And the chamber membership, which you're experiencing firsthand, there is a transactional part of it. You want to sell the awesome TraVek service and the remodeling skills, and you want to increase your business. At the same time, you want to be transformational. And that's the difference, is that I can say I'm going to be selling coffee mugs, and here's my coffee mug, Bjorn, and I'd like you to buy 150 of them. Okay, right. But on the other side of it, you do a chamber engagement type of a program, like any good business, you're building relationships.
Yeah.
So I might be sitting with Bjorn and I've got my coffee mugs, but he's not necessarily going to buy the coffee mugs. But it turns out Bjorn's got a buddy, and his buddy is scoping up a new business and needs all kinds of coffee mugs. You're going to connect me. You're going to make that connection. At the same time, you're also involved in community service, community activities. Those folks that came at this ribbon cutting, that's genuine love for each other and the community and the connectivity. That's the transformational side. So the chamber is transactional. Of course, we want businesses to be successful, but we want it to be transformational, giving businesses the chance to make a difference.
Well, and I think, one thing from my perspective, I love that transformational piece. I think the key is, and you may be so close to it that you don't even see it sometimes or recognize it sometimes. Throughout my career, I've been a part of a lot of different networks and groups and BNIs and CEO groups and all of these different things. There's a million of them, right?
Yep.
The authenticity that comes from the chamber group that you've done a great job of building and bringing in.
Thank you.
Is really something special. Like the emotion and the feeling that you feel is palpable. I mean, the room is filled, and the engagement that people experience is very genuine and very authentic. And like you said, I'm trying to sell 100 of my coffee cups. People know that. They already know that you sell coffee cups and that you want to sell them.
Yep.
Something that I think that's so special about the group that you've put together and within the membership is that there's this authenticity that people want to have that relationship. They want to grow businesses together. They want to see how TraVek can get to the next level. And by TraVek getting to the next level, that brings them to the next level. And it's the rising of the tides.
Yep.
And I just want to communicate. I don't know that you know how special that is,
That
but
means
it's
a
really
lot.
special.
Sometimes you're in the forest, so you don't necessarily see the trees, but I would, or maybe it's the trees of the forest.
Trees of the forest, whatever that
works.
saying goes.
I would say that people are tapped for time and resources.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of space for a business or business leaders or employees to get involved. We're very blessed, we're lucky, we work hard for that, and the team that we have at the chamber, within the staff, of course, but also with the leadership. We have all these volunteers that lead up committees that participate in helping programs and events, and it resonates in how they feel. It's a genuine love and appreciation. So to hear that means a lot, and I look at the bigger front of this and say, okay, we do make a difference, and there's plenty of room for groups like BNI and other leaders
Sure.
groups and the CEO forums. Everybody, as long as you stay on your yoga mat, there's plenty of room in the
Yep,
studio,
absolutely.
so we can all get things done. But the chamber does have a unique space in that it sort of transcends that again, transactional to a more transformational, giving businesses, like you saw at that ribbon cutting, they get this passion. And there's nothing that we love better than hearing from our members that say, you made a difference. I gotta tell you, after the COVID pandemic, there was a small business in town, and people, I'd been at the chamber as a member, and I had been in this role before COVID, and COVID changed the world.
Sure.
And a lot of businesses hadn't utilized the opportunities within the chamber to help their business. COVID kind of forced businesses to look at marketing and channeling their energies differently. And we were part of that. And businesses that this one business owner came up to me to ask me to go to lunch after COVID had kind of settled down, and he got real emotional. And he said, if it wasn't for the chamber being where it was and offering the ability to market and communicate out to audiences, I would have had to close my business.
Yeah.
That was emotional and very powerful for me to hear that firsthand. So I have a new and revised appreciation for what the chamber does and why we do it and how it benefits.
Yeah, I mean, you think about that period of time, and I mean, businesses were closing doors.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a very real example of how an organization like yours can benefit business owners and businesses in general. And that's not just the CEO of a company or the owner of the company. I mean, there are real people with real jobs, with real bills to pay,
Yep.
That if that business succeeds, there's more meat on the bone for everybody. And if that business fails, it impacts a lot of lives. And so good on you guys for being able to provide that.
Well, you bring a good point up is if I see a business, and I get the pleasure of working with so many different size businesses and entrepreneurial startups, and I've seen some come on board and they can't get the model to work. We'll do everything we can to help them in different capacities to give their message a chance to get out and connect. One of the things that we've seen the chamber do, and we're doing it by design, is how we work with sort of the specialized audiences within the chamber. So, for example, we have a really robust Scottsdale Rising Young Professionals program. And the reason why that's so important is because that's the next generation.
Yeah.
And that's so important to the future of the community and leadership, and we want to bring those young professionals in. So, for example, it may not be the founder or the CEO of the company, but we've got younger professionals on the bench that are coming up. We create a platform for them to interact, to grow professionally, to network. Again, because of the fallout from COVID, a lot of folks have been working remotely.
Yeah.
They don't have the chance to sit down face to face. The chamber's working to help those younger professionals get together, learn from each other. And then we have a military and veterans affairs program that we're very proud of. We're doing a women leadership program that's been incredibly successful. So we try to get out there and offer different elements so that, again, we create the frame, the members really paint the picture.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing that you've got going on. I think people can probably sense that you are community minded, that you want what's best for this community particularly, and for business owners. But I want to shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
You are a man of many talents.
Thank you.
I heard a little bit of a buzz on the street. A little birdie told me that you've also got some political things in the works. Share with me what you're doing right now. And again, by the time this airs, it may be outdated, but I want to just have the audience hear from your own mouth, like what are you doing outside of the chamber in the political world?
Well, thank you. I do have some political involvement. I've been a member of the Town of Paradise Valley Town Council for about 10 years. I was elected, been elected 3 different cycles. I'm currently running for mayor.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much. We're coming up on a primary which could determine whether I become the mayor or go into a runoff, or I'm not the mayor. But I've had a wonderful experience. The Town of Paradise Valley, which is again in the chamber realm, the Scottsdale area. It's a volunteer effort where all the elected officials serve for the love of the community, and it's created a great dynamic for my role with the chamber. They're sole and separate. Paradise Valley again is a governmental. I'm elected official there, but it's all volunteer. So so I'm in that space where that's my volunteer time and effort. I love it. I'm fascinated by policy. I'm fascinated at how public affairs works for the betterment of a community, how good quality decisions can make all the difference when it comes down to quality of life for the residents and what it means for interaction. I'm very blessed that I currently serve as the vice mayor and get to work on some really great programs. And then my day job, I get to be the Chamber of Commerce in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
So it's a great connectivity and it's great interaction with community leaders. So for example, I'll sit down with the elected leaders in Scottsdale. And early on when I was both, in that both role, I remember one of the town council, city council members said, "Oh, well, I'm at city council and this," and you probably wouldn't understand. And then they stopped and they said, well, you would understand.
Maybe you will
because
understand.
You've been elected, you understand the role of an elected leader.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm really fortunate. The tumblers all work in line where it's not any challenge other than make sure I do my homework for the Paradise Valley meetings and I'm responding to residents that have inquiries. But it's been a real opportunity. So keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Next time
absolutely.
we get to see each other.
We'll be wishing you well.
I hope so. Either way, I look at it and say it's an honor to serve. And that's a big part of where this discussion has been and what a role is of a community leader.
Yeah.
So whether it's in my role where I volunteer my time as an elected leader in the town of Paradise Valley, or if someone's giving their time to the Boys and Girls Club, or they're helping with junior achievement, or they're working in National Charity League, whatever it may be, I think there's always that element of giving back.
Yeah.
Of giving back the many blessings that I know I've had, my family's had, to encourage that participation. So I think that's indicative.
Yeah, and this whole thing is just so fascinating to me because you think about the typical politician, right? And if they've got political aspirations, unfortunately in today's world, it's money, power, fame, glory, all of those things that lead towards political aspirations. And I think it just speaks volumes to your character. But this is a volunteer position.
I'm reminded of that.
I like to think I'm a pretty good person. I got a busy family and we've got 5 kids and a busy household and what I've got going on here at TraVek. I am in awe at men like you that say, you know what, I'm also going to volunteer my spare time to be able to then make a difference in the community in a capacity that I can't imagine is a short amount of time that it takes out of your day or out of your life to be able to provide that value. So good on you. I mean,
I appreciate
we're
that.
not going to push any political
No,
one way or another here
Yeah.
at TraVek, but gosh.
But it's in my role, and that's the other tumbler that's fallen in line. Being in a municipal elected position, it's nonpartisan.
Yeah.
So whether you're one party, another party, or you're creating your own party, whatever it may be, it's not a party affiliation.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that. My wife says all the time, can't you get a hobby that may bring in some revenue? Maybe we can do something there. But that's one of the things I love about it, is the fact that it is my way of giving back.
Yeah.
And I think that also speaks to my kids. I'm in the same place. I've got younger kids. And, when I first got elected, they thought I was the president. They thought I was the coolest thing ever. Now they know better than that. Because it's not easy, right?
Sure.
You've got your ups and downs in any operation and any endeavors. But it's very fulfilling to me. And I'm lucky to have the opportunity.
Well, good for you. I wanted to bring it up just because, like I said, I heard a little bit of a buzz, and I could not think of a better person to be able to shoulder that. So
Thank
good.
you.
Good
I
for
try
you.
to keep the churches.
I'm sure. Yeah, we try to separate the lines.
I'm
But
always happy to talk about
yeah.
it. I get a lot of support and encouragement from the Chamber Board of Directors and our Executive Committee. Actually, when they brought me in to be the CEO, I was already elected in Paradise Valley, but they've been incredibly supportive, encouraging, and there's benefits that I bring because of that role into the Chamber, and there's benefits that I bring to the town of Paradise Valley being in the Chamber of Commerce position. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's mutually beneficial.
Good. Well, we've got a few more minutes before we wrap up, but one big thing that I wanted to get across the table to everybody who's listening is I think we've talked a little bit about the impact that the Chamber can have. Again, from a homeowner's perspective, when you think about a business that's willing to be involved in an organization like the Scottsdale Chamber, with a group of people that are so authentic and so genuine, you can't help but think that businesses that are members of that chamber, also serve their customers in a more meaningful way as well. What can you share with the homeowner out there that's listening about members of the Chamber of Commerce of Scottsdale and you see a variety of different businesses that do a variety of different things. What's the common theme that you see that maybe you can share with a homeowner?
Oh, thanks, Bruno. I think there are a couple of common themes. A business like TraVek does not need the chamber. It's not a need. You're not necessarily going to get direct business from your chamber engagement, but the relationships that you're building will. And I think that's the common theme that I see in chamber membership, is that there's a commonality that they're engaged. They can then translate. For example, you all were honored with the Sterling Award a couple years ago, our Business Excellence Award. That's not an easy achievement.
No, it's work.
It's really work, but it
Yeah.
is such a, I mean, I see it on display in your lobby, and I know what it meant to your team to receive that. I think that translates back to your customers, to the home buyers that are saying, you know, I want to do business with people that really are committed. They're committed to their own company, they're committed to quality, and they're committed to the community. And I think that's the translation to the homeowners. As we know, that's the biggest investment where you're going to make is in your home and keeping updated and making sure you're comfortable and it's safe and it's a healthy environment. And I think your home buyers that are looking to use TraVek services are going to respect, and that's going to reflect in saying, wow, I'm working proudly with a company that wants to be there. That's where I see the commonality in all size businesses. I mean, again, TraVek doesn't need the chamber. TraVek wants the chamber.
Yeah.
And that could be a large company like Nationwide or Honor Health or General Dynamics or any of these big companies. They don't necessarily need a chamber, but they get a lot from the chamber just from that connectivity, and that's what makes the difference.
Yeah, and I love that you said that. I love that you brought it up being a common thing among your members. Like when we first started this, we started talking about it. I had mentioned that, you know, selfishly we enjoy a lot of the things from the chamber, but the flip side of that is that we also get to give a lot, and every company that's a member of that gets to feel that same thing. I love that you said we don't need it, but we want it. We do want it. We want that interaction. We want those relationships. So,
I remember when I first met you, and I remember you telling me that you had 5 kids, and I just wanted to hug you and go back to the fruit punch bowl and get another glass for you. But I will tell you, it radiates within the membership, like you're saying. I think I see it from your team. I see it from other businesses, and that's what makes the chamber engagement so wonderful. I mean, that's the sheer fact that people want to be part of it, and they do get a lot from it. They get engagement and they do build their business, but they're helping build this community.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I can't thank you enough for being here on the show with us today. Again, everybody, if you want to become a member of the Scottsdale Chamber, where do they find that information? How do they get involved?
ScottsdaleChamber.com. Check it out. We've got all different membership engagement points, sponsorships, and different things. But there's also events that we do that are open to non-members that you could participate in, or you can pay to play for a one-off. Take a look, ScottsdaleChamber.com. Take a look at our calendar of events that are coming up. We have one-on-one mixers, small mixers. We've got very large galas. We've got a golf tournament. We're doing a program with this Women in Leadership series that we've got, and we are booking really phenomenal stories that are shared with members and non-members. So take a look,
Awesome.
ScottsdaleChamber.com.
Great. So you heard it from him. Hopefully, the new mayor of Paradise Valley.
Jinx me. So hopeful.
It's been great to have you on the show. Everybody, if you have an opportunity to participate in any of these events for the chamber, please do it. If your business is not a member, look at what it takes to become a member. It's really impactful. Again, thank you for joining us before the hammer strikes. If you can attend our seminar, we'd love to have you there. It's always open to the public. We have it every month, so jump on our website and check that out. Again, Mark, thank you. Appreciate you being here, and thank you everybody in the audience for joining us every week. We'll see you again next week for Before the Hammer Strikes.